Is the brake on your new pedal set not meeting your expectations? If so, let D-Nut Stuff transform your braking experience. D-Nut Stuff has brake mods for Thrustmaster TLCMs, Husingveld Sprints, Mosa SRPs, Fanatec CSL Elite V1 and V2s, SimJack Pros, and UT sets. We are always working on adding new pedal sets and more, so check back often.
Ricmotech, high-performance sim racing equipment. Whether you're just looking to have fun, train for race day, or become a serious esports competitor, Ricmotech has you covered. Hundreds of name-brand parts. Support from experts that love sim racing. Trusted by the pros. There's only one place to go, ricmotech.com.
Does your feet hurt after a session of sim racing? Are you tired of the distraction from sore heels? If so, D-Nut Stuff has the solution for you. Our heel pads add support and comfort for your feet, so those long races are no longer painful. We can make a heel pad for pretty much any pedal set and even add your custom logo. So get one today. You won't regret it.
Good morning, happy Friday, welcome to the Pitstop, the only sim racing news and information and coffee and hangout show in the entire world. I'm Sean Cole, that is my good buddy Ameer Assad. Ameer, how are you this glorious Friday?
am great, dude. It's Friday.
It's
There's no
Friday.
reason to be bum, depressed, sad, whatever. It's the start of the weekend, the start of people being able to do whatever they want to do. Hopefully, I mean, for most people, I know some people have to work on the weekends, but hopefully, for the guys that have the weekend off, you guys are like pumped, ready to get everything started, ready to get everything rolling. Like we've started rolling things out here in the Simpit in the new year. Like we're starting to turn the gears faster and faster and faster now. Yeah, so I'm super excited, man. I can't wait for what 2026 has to offer for us. But yeah, other than that, how about you, man? How are you doing?
I am super duper pumped. It's Friday. I've had a really good week. A couple little things, like I have a little headache right now. It's kind of like, why do I have
Mhm.
a headache? I'm in a great mood. It's Friday. Let's party. Let's have a good
Right.
time. Let's do some sim racing. But yeah, I have a little tiny headache. That might be because
Hmm.
my poor car. I've spent a fortune on my old
Hmm.
car. But my old car means so much to me. Any of you who followed
Right.
me for years, this is the car I used to camp out at Lemons races. I mean, like, it's been my house. I was never
Right.
homeless, right? But it has literally been my house. I love that car, and I have spent a fortune. Like, the entire budget for everything fun for 2026 just got tossed out the window in one swoop.
Yeah.
But so that's kind of you said the word depressed. I'm not depressed. I'm bothered by that.
Yeah.
But beyond that. Oh, and then poor Max. Poor Max is just getting old, and it's a little difficult. And I'm having a really heartbreaking time with
Mhm.
with Max and his old age, and he's so happy and he's so affectionate, such a great dog. But it's just like, wow, he can't hear, he can't see, he's got dementia. Oh, it's so sad, and I feel terrible because it's like I don't want to make this somber. Knowing when is the right
Yeah.
time, right? Anyway, he's still happy. He's still loving, and that's what I'm rocking with because he's such a great
Yeah.
dog and he's been such an important part of my life. So anyway, putting that aside,
Mhm.
it's ironic this image that I have on the screen right here, the partnership
Right.
announcement. So many of you know if you're here, you're part of the intimate group. Maybe poor use of words there. Sorry, everyone. Oh, Max, you can't stare at me now. I tried to take you out a half hour ago. No, go in the kitchen and do it. I got work to do. Come here, buddy. Come here. You can come here and I'll give you affection. But anyway, so yesterday I did my first live drive. Now yesterday was Rally Thursday, so I
Mhm.
didn't put in the title "First Drive" with the Vero Motion. But this was literally
Right.
like one of my first drive. I had fired up iRacing and done some driving with my setup.
Mhm.
And I did that privately just to make sure everything was working and happy. And then I really focused my attention on being ready for Rally Thursday, which was
Mhm.
more about making my rig in order than actually like tuning the. So this was just like out of the box and in Rally in a 4-inch motion sim,
Mhm.
which is a lot. It was crazy, wild, fun, and I just had a blast. Anyway, this goes back to the Sim Gaming Expo in
Mhm.
Chicago, where you and I met.
Yep.
And we drove a variety of sims and talked to a lot
Oh
of
yeah.
sim companies, but at the end of the day, we were just so happy with the team behind Vero Motion.
Mhm.
And we just sealed a friendship first there that has now
Yep.
turned into a partnership. So, thank you, Amir. I just saw that. Um,
Yep.
so, with that, for the first time ever, and I'm just going to be honest and upfront with that. For the first time ever, I'm about to do a review on something that I actually do have a partnership with the company at this point. We have an
Mhm.
affiliate program. So if you go to
Mhm.
our affiliate page, you can get a 5% on Vero.
Yeah.
5% discount on Vero. That's part of our partnership. I will have a full review. And you guys know me well enough by now. We're partnered with them because we like them as people. We like the way their
Yep.
motion system works. It doesn't affect my review. I mean, if I review, I'm hard and critical of myself. So yeah, it's going to be real exciting having
Mhm.
that going. And with that, another exciting. I'm getting a little ahead of myself. I'm getting into topics of news. I just saw it and I was so excited. And it was in reference to yesterday's fun. Um, 75 millimeters is 2.93. We've got we got 100 millimeters, Tim. That it's a Champion GT. I think you are
Yep.
looking at the Champion. This is the Champion GT, which does 4 inches. And I can't remember the next step up Champion, but it's actually 6 inches, which is almost insane. Um, anyway, good morning to everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, should we get some good mornings going?
Let's do it. Let's get, yeah, before we roll even further into everything. Yeah, let's do it.
All right, well, PS4 Deadman is here. Callum, I think today's a great day. Once again, I want to give a shout out to Callum. I just ran Rally Thursday yesterday, and that is because Callum is the man who takes the time to pick the cars, pick the tracks, pick the stages. It's not just cars and tracks like a normal league. Now you're talking about picking 6 stages, making it all make sense. He does a wonderful job, and we have such a great rally league. We had we'll get the final count. We have 24, 25 finishers in a rally league for EAWRC, which is awesome, especially by that game's standards, I think. So I'm real happy with that. And had a blast despite being, I'm slow. I am not a good rally guy. Just not. I don't know why. It's like I'm such a talented driver. Yes, I have a big ego. I am a talented driver. I can drive anything except for a straight up rally car. I can drive a rally cross car. If I can't memorize the track, maybe I'm not that good of an ad lib driver. Like maybe I shouldn't be I shouldn't be a canyon racer, where like you don't know the next corner like the back of your hand. Maybe that and does that define a driver? Like the ability. I'll get back to the good morning and thank yous, but I'm going to take a Sean Cole rabbit hole. I'm going to turn to Ameer first.
Okay.
The ability to just judge any corner you've never seen before and drive it well, like a canyon road you've never been on.
Mm-hmm.
And like you have a tuned nice car. So if you go to some canyon road and you've never been there, your ability to push under those circumstances, does that determine your level of driver on comparison to a track driver?
I think that determines the level of guts and courage you have. Because there's so many unknowns. And because it's going to depend. Like if you go out to like, for example, a racetrack, like you can look at the paper, you can study the lines. Like, all right, maybe I need to do this. Like you already know the capabilities of your car, and you already got it kind of like a precursor of like, all right, this is kind of how I judge and think the track flow is going to be. Like you could be somewhat fast right from the get-go. Like, but like to go onto an unknown road not knowing anything, I think is I mean you've got to have like some Max Verstappen kind of like abilities to be able to just go balls out from the get-go. Like and you got to think like I'm not trying to take talent away from like from Callum, David S, Joa, any of the Alesh, so the fast guys in rally, but they practice. I mean, we know Callum. For Callum's always in rally, so he probably knows these tracks, these roads like the back of his hand. Whereas like you and me, like we probably spend more of our time doing road courses and rally courses. So like, yeah, we've got to take our time to learn it. Like as we practice, we can get better and better and better. But once we memorize a track, like we're good. I mean, we see it in our road league. Like how many times have you and me been quicker on tracks that we know already versus tracks that we don't know that, it takes us a little bit more time to get up to speed.
Sure.
So I think it's just more of, we don't put, you don't put enough time in the seat to know those tracks versus the guys that do spend time in those tracks. I look at it more that way. Like, yeah, you could be somewhat fast right at the get-go, but to be truly quick, like you've got to practice, or at least do it in the sim, or like if in real life, yeah, go out and do a couple laps on the track, learn, adjust, all that stuff.
Yeah, I agree. And this kind of touches on a topic. Was it Moza? I can't remember. One of the manufacturers posed the question, and I thought I rarely chime in on Facebook posts and things like that, but the question posed was, what is a great beginner track and why?
Yeah, I saw that. I remember seeing that. Yeah.
And my answer was immediate, and it's not a track I love by any means. Lime Rock
Okay.
Park. And
I would agree.
And my answer is so simple because I don't like Lime Rock Park, by the way. Well, it's more like I'm sick of Lime Rock Park, right? Like
It's a very basic track.
but it has
Mhm.
a variety of corner types, which is critical. So
Yes.
it gives you like increasing and decreasing radius turns. It gives you sharp
Hmm.
turns. It gives you wide sweeping turns. So you get a
Yep.
variety. Where the weight distribution, downhill, uphill turns, right?
Hmm.
So it's got a little of everything in that respect, and it's super duper short. And I think that
Yeah.
this is something that's not taught enough in driving schools. So I used to work at a driving school. I've been through many a
Hmm.
driving school. And, they always focus on like threshold braking,
Right.
acceleration, hitting your apex, and things like that. Um, but the reality is, I think one of the first things that really, really needs to be taught about racing is awareness of the track. Like, if you don't know
Hmm.
the track map, how are you going to get a perfect apex? Because you can't set up the next corner unless you're 100% certain that it's a right hander, so you put yourself on the left side of the track. And, when
Hmm.
you look at beginners, they're in the middle of the track maybe because they're like not even 100% sure if that next corner is a left or a right. So they're just playing
Yeah.
it safe and driving down the middle. And so, yeah, I just feel like Lime Rock Park forces recognition of the track. It's only like
Hmm.
9 or 10 corners in under a minute in most cars, and bam, your repetition is through the roof. So,
Yeah.
yeah, be
No,
cool.
I
Just
agree. Yeah.
yeah, go ahead.
No, I agree. And that's the thing I think like a lot of people don't realize. Like, if you look at like feeder series, like when you first start out racing, and I'm going to use, for example, let's use Nürburgring Grand Prix track, right? Because it's got a bunch of different configurations. If you're going to be racing, let's start off with TCRs. And you're learning, eventually you want to get up to GT3s. When you first start racing, you're not going to be racing on the full track. You're going to be racing, first on the shortened track, on the club track. That's what, a lot of circuits do. Like when they call the short track, they call it the club track,
Right.
and that's where you get the grips with the track. That way you can learn the grip levels. You can learn what kind of tarmac it's using. Get to know the basics of the track first, and then as you get better and better, and as you go up higher in class, well, then they start using bigger configurations of the track. And that's how I kind of look at people trying to learn is like you got to start with the basics first, learn the basics of the car, but you also got to learn the basics of the track. And once you are really good with that, then you can go up. Then you can go a step further. All right, let's learn the bigger track. Let's try to go faster. Maybe especially when I do practice, like I never, like I always tell people too, never go full out on your first couple laps, especially if you're trying to learn a track. Maybe go 75% on the track. Learn where the brake markers are, learn where you need to brake, where you need to accelerate, where the apexes are, learn where all your brake markers are. Then after you do a couple laps and you're comfortable, all right, now probably go up to 80, 85%. Do the same thing and readjust your driving style. Like if now, all right, well, I was braking a little too early here. All right, now I can brake a little bit later. All right, now that so you're starting to learn the flow of the track, and then once you're finally ready, you're fully good to go. You've reached your maximum what you can at the 85% level. All right, then bump it up to 95 to 100%, and see what you can do there. But too many times I see people where they just go on the track and they just go flat out thinking that they're going to get these massive time gains, but they're not even taking the time to learn the track. I think that's the like big difference between people that are, um, what's the word? Like you got reactive drivers versus predictive drivers in a way. um, where like all you're doing now is reacting to the track, you're reacting to the car, but no, you should be more of predicting what the car should be was going to be doing, or how the track's going to evolve. And I think that's like a really hard jump for a lot of people that are into sim racing or real racing.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I agree. And it is about building up, not just
Yeah.
hard charging in.
Hmm.
And even Callum made a comment about like when in rally, when in doubt, flat out is not the answer.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I completely agree. By the way, that was a dreaded call from my mechanic. I'm not sure. Like,
Uh-oh.
I'm hoping
I didn't
it's
hear
like, oh,
anything.
your car's done, come get it. But I'm more like, oh, it's more likely, oh, we found one more thing, and
Oh man.
I have no, yeah. All right, I didn't finish the good morning, so let me get back to
Let's
that
do
and
that.
get this. And I got the phone ringing, I got the dog staring me down. This is just killing me this morning. I
I mean, you only got off on Callum. That was it.
yeah, I know. We got one. House Shin, good morning. Jesse Fox, good morning to you. What?
How's the that's Christian Clark and
Christian
Janera.
Clark and Janera. No swearing
Yeah.
today or push-ups. Joa, good morning to you. Connor, good morning. Godspeed Spatial Dragon, good morning to both you. David S., thank you for joining the show, and good morning. Edgar Santinelli, I can't, forgive me, I can't remember if it was Edgar or Andres. One of the two of them was like, hey, Shaun, you're complaining about not reading pop-up, your chat. Have you considered doing the pop-up chat and then, like, Control Plus to, like, make it larger?
Right.
It's a Windows window. It totally worked, by the way. Now, it totally screwed up my studio window, but I don't technically need that. What I need to do is be able to see chat. So, thank you. It totally worked. I'm reading chat better than ever right now, by the way. Anyway, jiggles were real indeed. Good morning, Edgar. I'm not sure if I said good morning to you. Could you guys hear my dog moaning over there? Pay attention to me. Keith, good morning. Moza Pit House settings. I will do my best. I am so far, and this is so unfair to our community too, what I'm about to say. I'm so far behind on reviews. I mean, like over a month behind, to be honest with you. It is really hard to sit down and nail the settings. And you just mentioned you have the R12 V2. I would honestly probably be on the R25 if I was going to sit down and do that. And something I'm proud enough to send out to the world beyond just the settings I have running for iRacing, for example. But I wish I had the time to do that. I will try. That's the kind of video we need to do a lot more of. And I apologize for not doing it. It's just so much product, and there's only the two of us. It's overwhelming how much shows up at my door. Best problem on earth, by the way. But anyway, all right, finishing things off up on good mornings. Just making sure. Yeah. So good morning, Keith. Good morning to you. I hope I answered that. I answered it.
I remember seeing something on some of the Facebook pages about that exact issue.
The
And I'm trying to find, I'm trying to find the post about it because I can't remember exactly what the guy did to fix it.
I know
So,
I added a little bit of damping,
Mhm.
and I know I did a little to slow the wheel down. But if I let go, it's still a little bouncy,
Yeah.
potentially dangerously. But it's not something I feel while driving with the things. I think it was damping, and one other thing I did to deaden the wheel just slightly. Good morning, Sean Seabrand. Good morning, Hitchy. How are you, buddy? And that concludes our good mornings. If you haven't said good morning, be sure to say hello so I can see you're in the chat with us today for the pit stop. And we have a few stories. We don't have a lot of news, which is great because I have a lot of work to do. I got to deal with the dog. I got to deal with the car. And Ameer has a lot to do on his end. So it's not all bad when we've got a short news day. So where are you with your Vero motion? I know you've got one over there as well.
Yeah, I got it all set up. Everything is good to go. Everything's working. I got it. I spent all of yesterday dialing it in. I think I've got it perfect. So now I'm ready to rock and roll on it, man.
Oh, well, you're dialed in. I'm still just out of the box
Yeah.
settings. And it is, wow. It's a lot of emotion. I'm so used to my D-box in an inch and a half of semi-slower motion.
Right. So remember, I called you on Wednesday because I was having some issues, and so I was having some issues, and then all right, I've got everything straightened out, and then when I turn it on to go set everything up, I thought I had the actuators mounted So this now it's funny. I can laugh about it because it's pretty funny. No, there was no harm, no foul done to it. So, if you guys have seen my rig, I have my wheelbase mounted behind my monitors with an extension shaft for my wheel, and kind of what I'm so and my monitors are on a triple stand, and my base rig is on motion, and I've got everything kind of dialed in the way I wanted to, where I could use when I had the cubic on it, everything could move, my rig would move, and it would never touch my monitors. So when I switched over to the Vero, I'm like, all right, this seems about similar to how I had my cubic set up. Well, no, I had my motion bolted where my rig was lifted up higher by an inch higher than it should have. And so when I went to go boot it up, turn it on, and it lifted, my wheel shaft hit my center monitor, and because thank God I'm using the SimLab Vario mounts where the monitors can easily come off.
Yeah.
Well, lifted the monitor off, came off of the mount, and like I barely caught my monitor before it slammed into my wheel. And so like here I am like on the like one hand, I got my phone, I'm talking to Shaun, and then the other hand, like I'm trying to like keep my monitor from falling completely off and everything.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so I'm like, Shaun, like crap, I gotta hang up. I gotta fix my stuff. This is what happened. I'm like, bye, Shaun. And, I hung up.
Code red.
Code red. Then I was so then I had to spend some time like rebalance myself so I can lift up the monitor, get it kind of out of the way, turn the motion off, get it back to like its lowest setting, and then I had to reconnect the motion to the base again to lower it by an inch to make sure that I got enough proper clearance. So yeah, that was my thing on Wednesday, and by the time I got all that done, it was already 11 o'clock. I'm like, I'm tired. I'm going to bed.
That's it.
Yeah, but I got everything good. Everything like I went and did one more test to make sure the motion wasn't getting too high.
Right.
Because my big thing is like the monitors I have, they don't make them anymore. So I'm like, well, crap. If one breaks, I have to get all new monitors because they don't make this monitor. I can't find them online. I can't find them online anymore.
Yeah.
But luckily nothing broke. I got everything up, and then yesterday actually took the time to, tune everything and get everything dialed in. So I did some testing at Daytona. I did some testing at Nürburgring, to do the elevation changes. Did some testing at Sebring, with all the road bumps and everything like that. And I got everything dialed in the way I wanted to. So I think I'm good. Now I can start doing my part for the Vero review.
I noticed this motion acknowledges the car's lean angle a lot more than the Sims that I've driven in the past. And I was not sure, like when I was at Watkins Glen and it put me in the car, and I'm like, am I tilted left? Did I not get this thing level? Because and it kept being like that. But then when I was driving, everything seemed fine. I'm like, okay, that's weird. Anyway, I had a hunch, but then when I was in rally, one of the stage starts was literally uphill and almost tilted to the left. And so at the start of the race, I'm like, it felt like I had a broken left, shock and flat tire. But it was the lean angle, and as soon as I got the car going, it immediately corrected itself. Those are the kind of things that I'll probably play with in tuning too. And it's like, okay, I don't know if I want quite like I could see that being very problematic in oval racing. Like you'd need to turn that off in oval. But for rally, it's really cool because you're going to feel uphill and downhill in the car. So, not so much. Well, at Spa, you would too. You'd want that in a road. And once you're driving, it's not as significant. It's just moments, especially when you're stopped, like on pit lane. So if it's a pit lane that's horribly tilted, you're going to feel it, which might actually be kind of accurate too. So I've never been on a horribly tilted pit lane. Laguna Seca is the worst. It's just uphill, not tilted.
Yep.
In real life. So anyway, very proud and happy to announce Vero Sim. Max, you have to hang in there, buddy. I tried to take you right before the show. That's all I can do. I have a job. We have a job. We have fans. We have people. We have community. Where'd my pop-out chat go? What happened?
What did you do? Did it get hidden behind
Oh,
your
yeah. If I click off, okay, I got it. I just have
Oh
to
yeah.
know what to do. I'm learning quickly. All right. In addition, we also are here to announce another partnership. This is with Trophy AI. I personally want to thank Ameer for making this one happen because this is going to make
Yeah.
everyone's life better, right? Across the board. I cannot wait to fire this up and get going on it.
Yeah.
Trophy AI, you want to talk about a little bit? I'm just real quick what Trophy AI is and what it
Yeah.
does.
So Trophy AI, yeah, I've been using it for at least, I mean, I want to say for the last six, even longer. I've been using it since March of last year. On my own, didn't, I just did it, didn't say anything to anybody, and I really enjoyed it. It's an AI training tool to help you become faster in sim racing. So they do, it kind of does AI coaching in all the sims that are out there. And so what it does is it's got a list of all the different reference laps in there set by either the Trophy AI guys, or you can also upload your own times too. You can do like community sharing and things. So like, for example, like, I'll use Joa. Joa is like a little bit faster than me. And if he's using this, he can give me his data and I can go out there and train myself based off of his times, make sure how I can, and it shows me like telemetry, all this other stuff, so I can try to catch up to him. And also, it's got a live coaching mode where, as you're driving on the track, it gathers your data and it tells you that, hey, you can go, 20 meters later on your braking, or hey, you're doing, 80% of your braking, dial that back to 60%, things like that, or using too much steering angle.
You are
It's got
leaving
like
some
other
meat on the bone. I love it.
I know. Yeah, exactly. And it also gives you like reports of where you did great, where you did bad. Like, for example, are you using your braking and throttle at the same time, which you're not supposed to do? Um,
Guilty.
yeah, I mean, there's like all sorts of cool things in it too that you can do to help you become a better and faster driver. So I really enjoyed that part. And then we were at the Sim Gaming Expo, and I met the head of operations for Trophy AI, Daniel Handover. And at first I was like, Daniel, that sounds so familiar. Where do I know this name from? And I realized when I was doing getting coaching done through Driver 61, he was actually my coach at that time. And so I'm like, oh crap, man, like you gave me some coaching like a couple years ago. I did a couple of sessions with you. And super cool, super cool guy, and I got to know them a little bit more. And then we met again at the Sim Racing Expo in Dortmund. We got chatting some more, and from there, like our discussion started getting a little bit further and further. And we're like, dude, I love what you guys do. I love how Trophy AI works. I love how you guys listen to the community for their feedback on trying to make this a better product and everything. So we're like, hey man, let's team up. And we could help each other out, and here we go. So I was able to work out a partnership with them. So if you go to our affiliate page on the simpit.com, there's two links. So one link will give you a 7-day free trial of Trophy AI, where you could go out there, download it, try it, and see if you like it. And then if you actually want to get it, if you want to, subscribe to it, then you could use the code Simpit for 12% off for 12 months. The 7 days is, you don't have to pay or anything. You just register, sign up, and then you could use it for 7 days for free to see if you like it or not. So I think that's a pretty good thing. And for the costs, like I know because we've had people that have done like actual coaching with real coaches and things like that, and they charge you like anywhere between 60 to $100 per coaching session,
Mm-hmm.
which I think is a little pricey for sim racing coaching. So I think this is like use at your own leisure time. You do your own thing, and then also if you want actual coaching from them too, then you can request actual coaching. If you're a subscriber, you get a much cheaper discount. So yeah, so I'm happy for us to team up with each other. They're great people, and then this kind of like a thing. As we're doing these partnerships, because we've got a couple more to announce too, is our biggest thing is what do they do for the community? Like we're not going after brands that only care about, the dollar bill. That's all they're chasing. They don't care about the community. And then two, what going after brands that don't really affect how we do our reviews, because we always
Right.
want to stay truthful and honest with our reviews. So like,
Sure.
you know, me and Sean, yeah, you and me have talked.
Anti-conflict.
Right, that's a
Anti-conflict.
conflict. Right.
Yeah.
So, you won't see us entering into partnerships, let's say, and I'm just saying out names here, not because they're bad companies or anything like that. I just want to be clear on that. Is, we're not going to enter into partnerships with SimiCube because you've got Moza, SimMagic, Conspit, SimLab, all these other wheel-based manufacturers. That's going to create some conflict, for or pedal manufacturers or things like that.
Sure.
So, we'll try to make sure we stay with like very neutral companies because one that helps us at the Simpit,
Yeah.
but also, something that gives you guys a benefit too, to help you guys out. And we might start seeing brands that are very non-sim related, but that just helps us bring better and better content for you guys. And hopefully, we could pass off some savings to you guys that are looking into some of these other things.
Awesome. Awesome. So yeah,
Yeah.
12% discount if you use Simpit code, and it's in our affiliates page as well.
Yep.
Keith said he was told to turn down engine and iRacing LFE wheel settings and also RPM to remove vibrations. But curious if I ever tried it. I haven't, but I'd love to hear if anybody else on a Moza tried that out. Let me know as well.
Yeah.
David S. saying 5% is a substantial discount on the Vero. Yeah, if you're talking about a multi-$1,000 purchase, 5% is huge. And Tim, super sorry to hear about that, man.
Yeah.
I hope all that goes as well as can go. And then, yeah, it was probably a different color code something. So we'll just leave it at that. All right. We only had some live videos this week, but I'm going to have a video coming out. I'm going to say tomorrow. It might come out tonight, but I'm going to say tomorrow just to be safe. And that is my unboxing and official announcement of the Vero partnership with that. And it's an unboxing, installation, and first drive, which is everything before the rally that we did. So that'll be coming out tomorrow. And then I'm actually working on a pedal review that's going to be coming out by the 4th. And I'm going to do a unboxing video of this.
Mm-hmm.
I guess you guys are getting an advanced look, but dun dun dun! The one! Right? The one is here! The Husingveld 1. I love this wheel. And you know why?
Why is that?
They even fell on their own sword. They gave me a piece of marketing material with it. And they even said that this has a polarizing, effect on, like, people are loving it or hating it. It's one of those, like, they didn't try to make a wheel that was just like, oh, here's a Ferrari wheel with a Ferrari badge. You're going to love it. Cause, right? It's Ferrari. You can't argue it, right? No, they were like, we're going to build a wheel that is purposely built for sim racing. And there are a bunch of features that I'll get to in the review that make it purposely built for sim racing. And it is, without even using it other than at the show, because I got it ready to go, but I haven't driven on it yet. I really like some of the things they put into this wheel. I can tell you VR people are going to love this wheel too.
I love this. I love that wheel, man.
Yeah. There are reasons VR people. It's wireless, right? So charging becomes critical. If you don't use the display, which it's got this glorious display, it lasts like 5 times. I don't remember the exact math, but like way longer than if the display is on. So it actually is a wireless wheel. It's great in that respect for VR people. The other reason is, this is so smart. Why people don't do this? There's a little, what do you call the dot on the J and the F key of the keyboard? The little alignment dashes so that your finger knows where you are. They've got a little pointy thing right there that just tells you where you are. So you're not looking down to be like, is it this button or that button? Anyway, that's coming up as well, the unboxing video and the putting the quick release on. But you've already seen it, so you don't need to watch that video. Who cares? Okay, I got to move things along because things are crazy over here. Quickly, Ameer, not super quick.
Yeah.
I mean, we're doing a show, right? I'm not pulling the plug. SimLab P1X build, how'd it go? I watched a lot of it while I was doing some other work. How did it go? How's it?
I love it, man. It is really, I mean, because I was comparing it more coming from my original P1 that I bought, I mean, crap, I think it was like more than like almost 9 years ago. So like, it was silver. It was okay. It was great. It does its job. I mean, and for me, more of like, kind of we're getting into building the for never rigs. Um, I was looking at upgrading because like at the time, SimLab was talking about upgrading their P1 rigs, and then they came out with their P1X and I think was it the one after that too, where they went with more of a designish queue, and everybody was kind of doing that. Where now instead of having straight up uprights, now they were angled. You had less profile slots, and it kind of made it to the point where like now you have to work around the rig to install and do whatever you want to your stuff. So I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to bother getting any of these new rigs that are coming out because I just don't like that. Now you're being limited, especially like it's a profile rig. It's meant to be square. It's not meant to be flashy. It's meant so you can be able to modify it and change it the way it fits your needs. And so at the time, so I decided like, all right, so I'm gonna get my own custom profile and swap out the P1X. So I did that with the main, with the Forever rig, but then I was realizing, well, crap, I need a second rig so I can do my testing, have the
A
motion installed
mule.
on
You
it,
need a
and all that stuff.
mule.
A mule. I needed a mule. So I asked SimLab. SimLab was like, yeah, we're coming out with the P1 Ultimate. We'll send you the P1 Ultimate. And it is, I would say it is an upgraded version of the original P1. They went back to the old traditional style with having the straight up uprights. The slots are back, but they also took it a step further where they re-engineered a lot of things to make it a lot more sturdier, a lot more heavy duty. I'll just use for example, like if you have like the old SimLab triple monitor mount. So how it was is you mount your bracket on the back of the profile on the horizontal bar, and you get the two little screws where you mount it to that horizontal bar, make sure they're tight, and then you put it onto the vertical bar, and then you got two more screws on the top. Well, what kind of happens sometimes is those screws now that are hidden, they might get loose over time. So now you're going to start seeing that if you ever touch your rig, it's going to start swaying left and right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you ever had that issue, right? So, for example, like they fixed that with the new one where all the bolts are still exposed, but they re-engineered that bracket to hold the vertical and horizontal bars to where now like there's zero movement, or like there's going to be, even in the future there's going to be zero movement because of how everything bolts together.
Right.
So that's just like one thing that that's one of the things that they've changed, but they just like they just took it like, hey, we need to fix the bad. Never didn't bother re-engineering like the stuff that is good. They just, all right, we
Yeah.
know this is good, we're going to keep
Yeah.
that, but we're going to
Improve what
re-engineer the
needed
bad.
it and just leave the rest alone.
Exactly.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
that's the way to go. They
So
can
I
get
love
to
it,
that
man.
later. Yeah.
Yeah, I got it dialed in. I've got the cubic motion tied to it, so now I've got a proper test mule rig that can be used for anything. It's going to be like my flight and VR rig too. So
All right.
yeah, super happy with it, man. So now I got to start working on the review for that rig.
Very nice. I like that seat.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, it's a super nice seat. Very super comfortable. I love it. Yes, Callum, or I mean Tim, yes, I wish it was purple, but they only offer black and blue, so I'm like, I'll take the blue just to kind of break up the colors a little bit.
I sat in that seat at the show and it was really cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
In addition to that, yesterday, like I mentioned, was Rally. Why am I going so slow? I must have just rolled the car. I had a terrible event. Had so much fun though. I was just like
Right.
laughing and giggling the whole time. Look at how crazy the motion. It's probably I'm block hole, and let me go to the other view for you guys. You can't see the important part there. Yeah, this was coming from the D box. This was a lot of motion. This is a lot of motion, Tim.
Look at Sean swaying back and forth.
I had so much fun.
Are you reclined?
Yeah,
Are you reclining to take a nap?
almost. I need to work on that. So my rig didn't accept the actuators quite as it's designed to be.
Right.
And well, actually, it did. It accepted. It forced me to put
Right.
the pedals very high. So I have my seat maxed out as height, but my pedals are so high that I had to lay down a little bit in order to get the kind of angle that was even remotely close.
Right.
But I figured out a way to drop my pedals down 3 inches, which is more than I need it to be, but that means I can put my seat back down to a proper height. And so I think I've got this sorted out. We'll be even more improved, but it worked.
Yeah,
it worked. I was pretty happy. It was so much fun, so much fun. All right, let's get into the real news out there, or the other sim racing news. Max, I'm trying, buddy. You gotta just be cool. Can you just be cool? Just be cool, Max. All right. Next up, Le Mans Ultimate. Not a lot going on there, but they do have a 4-hour Interlagos special event that's going to go on from January 30th through February 1st. So if you're looking for some fun, long 4 hours, I would want a teammate for 4 hours. I'm sure a lot of crazy young guys are going to go solo for 4, but you know. Oh, it says minimum team race, minimum 2 drivers, no no crazies. So that's going on, and I don't think there was anything else new from Le Mans Ultimate. Nope, that was it. Race room.
See,
what
you've made Dan a believer in Moza. He saw you rally with the Moza rim, and now he's convinced he can do rally with it.
Hey,
hell yeah!
It totally works. No, I use my big round. I use the round wheel.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I would rally on this if I had to. You know why you could? There's nothing trapping your hands. A lot of wheels I feel a little trapped in Formula wheels. This is like very easy to grab onto and let go of. That's why I think I could make it work for rally. Sure, it doesn't have a top to grab onto, but you know. All right. Race Room hit 30,000 members on their official Discord channel, so that's quite a milestone for Race Room. And was there any? I don't think there was anything else from Race Room.
Race Room needs some love, man. Race Room needs a lot of love.
Oh, this was 1 hour ago. 1 day to go. The first Race Room special event of 2026 starts tomorrow at Daytona. 144 minutes of multi-class endurance with hypercars and GT3s. Registration still open. Secure your spot on the grid.
Yeah. Was that 2.5 hours? Yeah, 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Nice.
Forza Horizon. So we missed this last week, and someone brought it to our attention. So thank you for that. I always appreciate when people point out what we miss. I mean, we're just trying to we're just trying to cover all the news. So anytime we miss something, it's awesome when someone's got our back like this. Dan saw a bit of this yesterday, Shaun laughing as he's terrible rallying. Very cool looking rig though. No argument.
Right.
One guy did the Daytona 24 solo. That's crazy. You have the SRP pedals, just need to decide the R9 or the R16. They're both good. It's just a matter of how much power do you need. It's not a better or worse. One is not better than the other. That's one of the big misconceptions of direct drive wheels. Newton meters doesn't make it a higher quality motor at all. It just means it's more Newton meters, which is a little more expensive to produce. But as far as like the shaft spins on and all the critical areas, it's identical. So stay within your budget, and don't worry, you're not short selling yourself with a 9. I mean, that's going to be a great wheel. Max, we're rocking. We're almost done.
I'd say as long as you've got SRP pedals, those are great pedals. I think that's the most important thing that you could get in sim racing. So yeah, I agree with Shaun. Like an R9 or R16, I don't think it really will change a lot. Yeah.
So we have some sightings of Forza Horizon 6 with new accessibility features. We've got some gameplay footage. Where'd the gameplay? That was it.
Visible garages are the perfect place to do that.
Garages,
You'll find
garages. You can have your own garage.
Garages.
Yeah.
Garage. I don't know.
So Forza Horizon 6 is launching May 15th. So we have a date in mind for it. That's the Japan setting, right? I believe.
Yep.
So
looks
cool.
Pretty.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I'll try to get my brother to get it so I can play it on his Xbox.
There you go. I think it'll be a great controller racing title. I'm sure you'll be able to use wheels and stuff, but
oh yeah,
to me, like the Horizon games have always been kind of like the same kind of niche as Need for Speed, where it's just, it's an arcadey title that you can just sit back and have fun with your buddies.
I talked
Yeah.
to a guy yesterday who is all in on Gran Turismo. He runs like a play seat, that
Mhm.
one with the dual bar, the good play seat, which I've never
Yeah.
reviewed, but it looks like a pretty substantial rig. He's rocking a podium wheel,
Hmm.
and like a good wheel rim and club sport, and he's doing this playing Gran Turismo religiously.
Hmm.
So yeah, yeah, definitely more than just
Yeah.
controller guys out there. So the next big update for Gran Turismo is coming up, and we have our teaser. I saw someone speculating this was the Tacoma Pikes Peak truck, this one on the left. And you look, and it kind of does have that shape. It very well could be.
Maybe.
And then that was days ago, by the way. And now we have the videos coming out. So we're gonna have the new Porsche 911 GT3R trackbred and the trackbred 24 Elantra NTC and the Xiaomi SU7 Ultra EV to kick off 2026. New extra menu and scapes plus 3 new events are part of the free content. Free content still being loaded into that game. Update 1.67. So, January 29, Gran Turismo 7 will receive this update. I already told you what it's going to have. And an update, newly added car. So I think it did come out, right? I think it happened. So that was all the build up, and I think it did already come out. So Gran Turismo getting better.
Before
Yep.
Before we get into something else, we've got George here. George, the organizer, founder, and the overall one of the best human beings on the earth, is here from Sim Gaming Expo. If you guys, I think we talked about it a couple weeks ago, but I'm gonna say it again. If you're in the States and you haven't been to the Sim Gaming Expo, what is wrong with you? Right? They've already announced it for this year,
Yeah,
so you need to hurry
September
up. Start.
15th, 19th, September.
Yes.
I,
So 15th to the 17th, I believe. I
15th.
can't remember off the top of my head.
Right.
Or September 18th to the 20th. I'm sorry.
Okay.
18th through the 20th in Chicago. Well, in Schaumburg, because I got yelled at last time I said Chicago. No, it's in Schaumburg, outside of Chicago. But if you haven't started planning for it, start planning for it and be there,
Yeah.
because that event was one of the best expos, if not the best expo that I have ever been to. We met so many cool people, so many things to try. Everybody was so happy and so giddy. Everybody had a smile on their face, was, talking to everybody. It was just one of the best experiences that I ever got to have at an expo. So start
Yeah.
planning for it now. And hey, me and Sean will be there again this year, so you guys can come out, hang out with us, and chill. We had a couple of Simpit members last year. Hopefully, we can have a much bigger Simpit
I want
show
to do a
up this
Simpit
year.
race this year.
Yes, so we could do a
Yeah.
Simpit race.
Hey George, can you
Go after
send
some
me a
Chicago pizza and everything.
well, I make my own Giordano's now, so I might need to
Eh.
explore elsewhere. Oh, and hey George, can you send me the code or contact for the hotel, because I want to do exactly what I did last year. It was so perfect. Anyway, all right, Max, give me 7 minutes, buddy. Just 7 minutes. That's all I need. All right, ATS and ETS both got the 1.5 open beta update. So in the case of ATS, you're talking about Route 66 rework project, new driving academy module, new truck garages, vehicle behavior and physics collisions updates. Ooh, that's good, because that's something I've kind of been critical of the game, the sim.
Right.
UI and UX changes. And then if you scroll up, there was the Euro truck equivalent, with new obviously not a Route 66 update, new driving academy module, Renault trucks. Ooh, we didn't. Scania updates, Ivecoats, S-Way, and some things. So a lot of updates out of truck sims across the board. And then they're also again talking about Euro Truck Simulator and ATS. 1.5 update will add revised driving physics model, helping pave the way for new diverse content, teasing the new civilian trucks coming to it.
Ooh, okay. Dude, we're getting closer and closer to being able to reproduce Smokey and the Bandit.
I know. Wouldn't that be great? That would be so
I
cool.
know!
That'd be so great.
That would be awesome.
Project Motor Racing, PMR X Spark Challenge details overview. Available from January 22nd until February 1st. They're doing a Daytona challenge in a couple different classes. So you're looking for some PMR fun. It's there. Fanatic, a couple things out of Fanatic actually. So version 1.2.1.3 of the Fanatic app is now available. Fixed Formula 2.5 missed shifts and some other issues in that. In addition, they did something kind of cool here. Where is it? Here it is. This is an overtake. There's one from them, but this is fine. So they did a plugin. Fanatic released a plugin for the Stream Deck. The one with like 8 buttons and the 4 little dials on the bottom. So, yeah, if you're using that Stream Deck and you want to have some cool, looks like it's got an iRacing launcher, a Fanatic app launcher, Sim Hub launcher. Yeah, cool thing. Instead of you having to figure out how to program it all. So, thank you, Fanatic. That's good for the community. And that goes a little beyond. I mean, it has some Fanatic application to it, but I would imagine even if you don't have a Fanatic, that would maybe be a beneficial app. So, and that's it. Husingveld, we saw this last week or 2 weeks ago. This button box. And I'm pretty sure one of these is on the way here. This thing's so cool. One of the coolest button boxes I think I've ever seen. It's grown on me more and more, too.
Mm-hmm. I like it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And it's paper thin. It's like tablet thin, even though it looks like a substantial box with knobs sticking off of it,
That's the thing that threw me off, man, because like when they showed you the pictures, it was like this. Like, you don't see the size, you don't see the back or nothing. I'm like, man, to have that LCD screen with all those, with all the knobs and then the LEDs, like that's got to be a fat box.
Yeah.
And then like a couple of hours later, they showed you a side picture, and that thing is like really thin. And I love that too, because now that gives you a lot more space to play around with on your rig to get it mounted the way you want them at it, compared to like a big chunky box. I love this thing, man. It's great.
Yeah, me too. All right, let's see here. Simpit Rally Stage 1, or Round 1, Secto Rally Finland is in the books, and I got bumped out of the top 20. I suck so bad. Yeah. All right, so Quadzilla winning the event with an overall time of 31 minutes, 17 seconds. Jeff SMKU in second, and PC Deadman, PS4 Deadman, in third place. Joa and Frank Patcham round out our top 5. And looking through our top 10, it's Liberal, Caracas, David S., Inowak, and GT99. And yeah, I got blown out all the way. I don't even know where I finished. And our standings are in that same order because it was event number 1. So let's see. Everybody who's got points. Quadzilla, Jeff SMKU, PC Deadman, Bloody McGee, Frank Patcham, Liberal, PL, Caractacus, David S., Inowak, and GT99 all scored points in that event. And the last thing I'm going to leave you with, and I'm sorry to leave so hastily, everybody.
Go
ahead.
Sorry. Expect an announcement next week for our Simpit Road League. We're going to have a couple of preseason races before we roll into the league, so expect something next week. I'm trying to build everything out. Now that we're going to be using our website for results, standings, and everything like that. So stay tuned for that.
That was at the Simpit website, by the way, everybody.
Yeah.
And we're going to have, like Ameer mentioned, we'll have Road Series results there. We talked about our affiliate and support page. That's there, so you'll see everybody and all the discounts you can get and all the companies that helps keeping the wheels turning here at the Simpit. So, real quick, I'm going to finish with this. This is Jesse Fox's work. This is talk about a forever rig, or forever rig in other people's case, for never for us. This is a very elaborate build that he is doing on, obviously, a dashboard for his sim. Looks like he's going to have some LCD panels in there, and some other elements, 4 different slots for something popping in there. I cannot wait to see the progress of this one. Yeah. This is
so nice.
It's going to inspire people. That's the whole reason I love showing things like this on the show, to inspire others. They're like, I always wanted to do that, and I think I could do that too.
Yeah.
So get out there and build it yourself. Get out there, do some sim racing. Any other thoughts, Ameer?
No, that is it. yeah, I just got to finish on my end. I just got to finish up. This is my last week of doing a lot of the background stuff for the Simpit. I'll start rolling cameras for my video reviews and things like that. Um, I've started doing some more projects on the main rig, so that's gonna be so I'll have some updates on that, so I can start building my Forever rig. So restart that. Other than that, yeah, guys, enjoy the weekend. Have fun sim racing. Yeah.
By the way, update on the rally. We had 29 drivers start, 26 drivers finished in an EAWRC rally league. If you are into rally leagues, if you're into rally racing and you're looking for some fun, the Simpit Rally League running via RaceNet on EAWRC is just one of the best leagues you're going to find. We have a variety of talent that is huge. So you're not going to be the best and you're not going to be the worst. I can pretty much guarantee that if you get in there. So come on in and join us. You have a full week to get your times in. I always do my run on Thursday morning at 9 a.m. and you can watch me run it. Hopefully next week will go better. But that's going to do it for us today. Get out there, do some sim racing, have a great weekend, everybody, and we will see you next Friday, 8 a.m. Pacific time for the Pit Stop. This is the Simpit. I'm Sean Cole. That's Ameer Assad, and we will see you on the track. Bye-bye, everybody.
Later, guys.